Sex Part 2, discontinuation because the battery died. Anyways, like I said, because you wonder, like, how am I gonna get to know the personality of someone else when I don't even know them, and maybe like a short notice? Well, what do you want? Do you want to be happy? If you had to pick happiness or sadness, or miserable or angry, what would you pick? For the most part, you'd probably pick happiness. That's what you want. So once you achieve that and you're in a good state of happiness, what do you want what do you want when you're looking at a partner, even any friendship? Because once you get to that point, then you realize you can just see through, like they're transparent right through the soul. That's why when you look into someone's eyes, they directly tell you how their soul is, especially their mouth and their eyes. So you don't necessarily need to know their personality, because if they're happy and you want to be happy, and if you are happy, most likely you're gonna want someone who's happy. Ta-da! So why would you ever go hit on someone? Because there is sick minds out there, may I mention, that want to manipulate people, whether they realize this or they are in the realization or not. It's kind of hot out here. That can manipulate people, which some people do because that's all they want is sex, but they don't. Sex is meaningless. I mean, it is meaningless and pointless, but there's also a connection there that just going and having sex means nothing, like a one-night stand. I'm not against it, there's nothing wrong with it, but if that's what you're going for, then I guess that's what you're going for, obviously. But it's almost pointless. You wanna establish a connection. So like, do you really wanna go even make an attempt to be with somebody that looks miserable, that's angry? And because, like, I can already tell you, even if you cheer up that person, which there's nothing wrong with doing that, if they're not happy with themselves, they're gonna go in the same loophole, the same drainage, and they're eventually gonna steal from your energy. I can tell you from experience. Because if they're not naturally happy all the time, then ultimately they're gonna steal your happiness, your vibes, energy, and drain you, aka energetic vampire. So yeah, if you are looking for any sex partner, you should look, if you are looking, which you should just let it kind of naturally come to you, for somebody who's happy. Just happy, you know? There is gonna be, and it is gonna be hard. It's not gonna be like, I mean, it shouldn't be hard to approach anybody unless they're miserable and being a bitch or a cunt, asshole, whatever. Like, what girl, this goes out to all the girls out there, what girl really wants to be with an asshole? Other than the girl being an asshole herself, she's gonna want what she wants, what she is, magnetic force. She's gonna want, like, it's one thing to fool around and play it, but there's definitely a term and definitely a discriminatory difference between, you know, playing around and someone who actually is an asshole. I know I don't want that. I don't think you would want that either. And it's not really a think, it's a thought. You'll feel when someone likes you too. It's kind of obvious the way they contact you with their eyes. Someone's not gonna contact you that's interested in you, because this is one of the points in the video I want to make about how to know if someone's interested in you. They're not going to be like, someone can't want you with their eyes and have a frown on their face. It's impossible. So someone who gives you a look, and that way you don't need to know the personality, you don't need to know how she looks physically. You can just tell she's interested in you, and you can establish a connection, and she's happy. Right there, boom, you'll know. Yeah. Also, I wanted to touch on gay guys who like guys, lesbians, girls who like girls. Like, even if you were I don't know, that's crazy. But guys who like guys, there's nothing wrong with that. You're just being judgmental. You should not judge anybody. That's a classic rule. Anybody. Let girls like girls, let guys like guys. Like, oh, they're gay. What does that mean? Well, it means they like to fuck each other in the freaking mouth and butthole. Talking about guys. Okay, so what? Your words mean nothing. That's why a lot of people who are spiritual, they tell you to just witness and observe, which are what children do. And simultaneously quiet people. And self-realized people too. They observe. Because, like, you can't judge anybody for anything at all. Because once you, does that make sense? Does that make sense? If you judge some, like, that should make complete sense. Because nature and God are not judgmental. We are all under the same sun. If you want to get in a different aspect environmentally, you know, we're all here. We weren't judged for anything. And never will be in nature, because that's the law of nature, not to be judged.